we don't like to do things until minority groups do them. And then we
steal
like,
them.
oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Great for you.
Mm-hmm.
So this stayed kind of the same. Things started to develop, but fast forward to the 1800s, because there's just like too much history, so I'm going to speed up.
Yeah.
So during the 1800s, Canada was a starting point for Halloween's arrival in North America because so many people from Ireland and Scotland had immigrated into the continent.
Because of the potato famine?
Indeed. Arielle's
Really?
history is fantastic.
I love the potato famine.
I think it was the potato famine, at least. I know that that's a big reason some people came and other people came because they were escaping religious persecution. Mm-hmm. Either way, okay, the very first recorded example of people dressing up for Halloween was in Vancouver in 1896.
Okay,
and
Canada.
And the term trick or treat was first recorded in Alberta in 1927. So that's honestly pretty fucking recent. Like trick or treating.
What year did you
1927. Like 100 years ago, basically.
Wow.
So
feels like yesterday.
In those days, adults would celebrate with like parties, but they would be more like masquerade balls. So they were super elegant in costume, but they were usually still pretty like exotic, not necessarily erotic or sexual, but definitely like a little flavorful. You know what I mean?
Like
think about just like sexy dresses. No. What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know. Exotic.
Yeah. Lavish. Like
grand.
Like a wink of seduction, but more,
One thing about it too, like 1920s is like a time of great prosperity before the Depression.
Yeah.
So things changed nationally in the United States in 1940 when Hollywood started to get involved.
Halloween.
So Hollywood, back in the day when it was started, actors would have contracts with like specific production houses. So like if you were an actor, you signed with Paramount and you only made Paramount pictures.
Yeah.
And they had like a lot of control over what you could or could not do. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that they did was, or one of the things that changed Halloween was during the premiere of like a witch movie was coming out. And they wanted to basically exploit their female actress by having her sell her sex by walk around in these sexy black outfits. And she would pose in like skimpy cat costumes or witch costumes with carved pumpkins like all around her to promote these movies. So that's when we start to see these like more sexual elements as we know them come into play in Halloween.
Right. So it was like how people might date to promote a movie.
Or do any sort of publicity, right?
Yeah.
Do interviews, go on talk shows,
right?
That kind of a thing.
And they were using like salacious.
Imagery.
Yeah.
And having her walk around and be like, I'm a sexy cat.
Mm-hmm.
Then the gays got involved. And this is where it really started to become a movement. Because if we know anything, we don't like to do things until minority groups do them. And then we steal them. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Great for you.
Mm-hmm.
So the major force that shifted costumes from suggestive to downright sexy was Halloween's reemergence as an adult holiday in the 1970s. So prior to this, it was mostly just kids like dressing up, trick-or-treating. Mm-hmm. So much fun for them. And it started with gay Halloween parades in big cities like New York, LA, and San Francisco.
Iconic.
So these parades valued outrageous costumes. There were a lot of drag queens, especially in the late years. But it wasn't just gay men who participated. It was anyone who was willing to go above and beyond. And these things were like super campy and really fun to be a part of. And that's when everyone was like, oh my God, Halloween's for adults. We can all be sexy and fun.
Yeah.
So then it started to catch on. And from there, the celebrations were held at bars and restaurants. And basically, we as a culture decided to make Halloween an event for everyone, not just the gays, but the heterosexuals too. So...
inclusivity.
Exactly.